What's up? Hey, my name is Norman Austin and I am the president of Kingsway International. Today, we just come to have a little talk about life. For that, I have my boy, my brother, straight out of Philadelphia. He runs his own nonprofit, Yale, and his name is Mark Pittman. Mark, Deuce, what's up, brother?
Deuce, bro.
How you doing today?
All is well, man.
All right.
God bless you.
So all we're going to do is we're going to just sit back and we're going to talk. But we're going to key in on bullying.
Okay.
Bullying prevention. See, that's part of what Kingsway is about.
I feel good.
So let me first question I want to ask you. Do you really know what bullying is?
Well, to be honest with you, bullying comes from someone that actually try to take your rights away. That's the way I look at it.
Okay.
Try to take your rights away. And someone that, that other kids kind of scared of, because I know back in back in elementary school, middle school and stuff like that that's when most kids get bullied and stuff there. I'm not saying that it don't happen in high school, but during those times, I can see kids getting bullied, in that time.
I understand. So I'm thinking back when let's go back a little back when we was back in the day. Back in the day. There wasn't a lot of bullying because we didn't know what bullying was.
That's true.
But as we look back, there was a lot of bullying going on.
It really was. Even when because I play a lot of sports and stuff there, and there's times where that you get bullied in your sports. Running, playing basketball and stuff there, whereas that you feel though that you were next, then all of a sudden come a kid saying, no, you wasn't before me.
Right.
So all of a sudden, you sit back because of that kid, Well, I mean, we didn't get into any fights, but, me being the youngest at the time of 11, bullying wasn't as bad. Because my brothers back in the day, what they would do is they would make me fight.
Oh, okay.
But was it the right thing to do? No. It wasn't the right thing to do. There was a way where it's that, you can talk things out. Back then you can talk things out. But in today's society now,
it's a whole
different generation. Yes.
Right.
But bullying, I would say, is a lot of, it should be a lot of awareness. And I'm proud of how you started this program of bullying and how you educate the kids and how you take the time out of yourself to teach these young students, young children, how to maintain and how to be able to have the adversity to understand what bullying education is all about.
Well, I looked at being a police officer, being a coach, working in the school system now. There's some things that you find out about people that you just wouldn't know. And being close to them, like I am now, you found out that there's bullying at their homes, there's bullying at the playgrounds, there's bullying in the schools, there's bullying everywhere.
That's true.
But a lot of kids won't say anything because they don't want to be labeled as a snitch. Remember that word snitch? It wasn't big to us, but today that's a big word. So what we try to do is allow kids to be able to talk about bullying, not thinking that they're a snitch. We give them a couple ways to how to allow the teacher or the principal or whoever they're around, that adult, how to get that to them without feeling like they're a snitch.
Well, the thing about it is it comes with a lot of parenting. Parenting is like one of the key main focus of life today.
Yes.
And like you said, you used to work with the school district. So have I. I've worked in the school district for over 3 years, coached, and all those things there. And what happens is I'm going to be honest with you, you don't see a lot of parents coming together to the schools. The majority of the time I see a lot of women. And I'm not bashing the men, don't get me wrong. But I see a lot of women that actually comes to the schools to see what their child is doing. The men, don't get me wrong, there's some brothers that do show up for their kids, and I applaud them as well. But you don't see as much now, whereas that you have both parents inside the home.
My thing is now that we trying to show them and let them understand what bullying is. Dude, there's 4 basic types of bullying. Would you happen to know them?
I never knew.
See, and you're
You
a
said
person
how many?
4.
Wow.
But you see, you're a person
I only
who's
know
around.
one.
You're around kids, and we can say that for a lot of people. A lot of people won't understand. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you 4. I'm gonna tell you about 4 of them. You know, we have cyberbullying. That's the internet. That's the cameras. That's the telephones.
Right.
And then you have emotional bullying. Emotional bullying is when you get into your feelings. That's an emotional bullying.
Wow.
And then also you have verbally. When somebody speaks harsh to you, that's verbal. And then you have physical bullying. So that's 4 types of bullying that it can happen to anybody.
Wow. I can only remember one.
Which one was that?
Well, of course it wasn't that internet bullying.
Right.
Because back then
we didn't have that. I understand,
The second one you mentioned was it cyber bullying? Well,
that's the internet. Cyber, that's the internet.
You said something else.
The heart. Emotional.
The emotional bullying.
Yeah.
That really touches me. The emotional bullying. Because you know what? It's funny you said that, because now that I can think back, if you really want to go there, then yeah, I have been bullied.
Oh,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Let's open it up now.
But I never looked at it that way, because back in the day, where's that you may wear your sneakers, your jeans, and back then they had the gold-plated the gold-plated belts, and the jackets, and the Louis Vuittons, and the Sergio Valentes. I'm going back. So in the Guess jeans. So if you didn't have those things, people talked about you. I never till you said that, I never really looked at it that way.
And that's that verbal.
I never looked, and kids be like, you got Bobo sneaks on, you got those sneaks on. I never looked at it that way.
And a lot of our feelings was hurt, but we just thought it was a joke sometimes.
Exactly.
So we didn't even deal with it, because we didn't have to deal with it.
Right.
We didn't have to deal with bullying at that time.
Wow.
I'm gonna go back to that emotional bullying.
Wow.
That emotional bullying is someone's feelings who has gotten hurting, someone who really don't understand what's going on, and when people talk to him wrong, or somebody hurt his feelings, you have brothers and sisters, and dad give everybody $5 and they give you $1. That's emotional, because now you feel as though
I should have had that $5.
I should have had the $5.
Wow.
So what a lot of people do in situations like that, they get mad.
Yeah, and that's true.
They get mad.
That is true, because you want what they have.
Correct.
Right.
So we talk about that becomes hurt. So we talk about, well, since somebody hurt me,
I gotta hurt you.
I gotta hurt you.
And it's sad that goes that way, because even growing up, being the youngest of 11 children. 11. Just that thought, and just being in that character, I never looked at the emotional bullying, because even now, and I'm gonna just say this, emotional bullying can actually happen to adults.
24/7.
Literally. That can happen in adult life, not just being in the teenage years, your 7, your 8, and your 9-year-olds, but I'm talking about in an adult life that carries a hurt feeling. Yeah.
Bullying in the household, bullying at your job.
Yeah.
Bullying at the courts, bullying at the gym.
Yeah.
Bullying is everywhere.
Yeah.
So we have to make people aware of what's going on.
And it became so violent now that it needs, and I'm glad you're doing this program, because the awareness, if you can hear me, the awareness has to reach worldwide. It has to reach worldwide, because what's happening today is, in today's society, we're seeing young kids, hear me, young kids getting hurt. Why? Because they're being bullied, or they're being, quote unquote, hit and hurt by what? The cyberbullying. It's crazy.
Well, let's look at this. What about mental issues? What about mental issues? People don't look at that as bullying, but a lot of young people who do bullying have some type of a mental issue, and people overlook that. But we got to stop overlooking,
especially in this pandemic that we already went through, because what it calls for that particular segue, it gives that person who's not had that good self-esteem, it gives them that weakness. Now the bully now know that they're weak. Guess what? He's going to continue to go right at it. Exactly. Because now he's weak and he's not vulnerable. So now what that bully is going to do, he's going to take advantage every time. Every time he get a step, he's going to try to take advantage of him. And that, what happens? That becomes rage. You know, and then that's when I come out and do everything else and investigate. I don't want to do that.
So that rage, we what we want to do is we want to take that rage, but not just from the person that's being bullied.
Right.
You got to remember that person that's doing the bullying, something's the matter with him. A lot of times those people that bully people are looking for nothing but love.
How about that? That's it right there.
That's a key word.
Do something. Juice. That's it.
You know, love.
That's it.
Love it. Love.
That's it. The LOVE.
And people don't understand.
Nah.
That's all some bullies look. People who are bullying, maybe they wanted to be not in a gang, but in a circle of people. Right. And people rejected them. So they couldn't get in that circle, so they begin to bully people so that people will notice them.
That's it.
So they build their self up by bullying other people.
Yeah.
And then they didn't get noticed until they started bullying people. So the same other people that were bullying people started noticing them. So that drove them a little more. Why take it off of me? I mean, why keep it on me when I can take it off of me and put it on somebody else?
That's true.
And then people begin to laugh at them.
Right.
And then they got accepted in the circle.
Right.
And that's all they wanted to be in the beginning, to be accepted.
And when you get acceptance, and basically what acceptance is basically you're gathering that love. You're gathering that unity. And why can't you be out of that bullying prospect and learn how to love that person that you're hurting? And that's the key point right there.
That's good. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a 1 minute break.
Okay.
So I'm talking to those people out there. Thanks for being with this straight talk. We're straight talking about bullying prevention. Just hold on. We'll be right back to straight talk. So, Mark, in your hand, you're holding a book that I wrote, My Bully, My Friend.
Yes.
And the title it's a strong title to me. It may seem lame to some people, but it's a title that tells a story.
Yes.
And people say, what do you mean, my bully, my friend? Because that same person that may be bullying you may one day also be a friend of yours. So we talk about the book, My Bully, My Friend, written by myself, Norman Austin.
All right, man.
You know, so I'm kind of proud of this book.
Congratulations.
Oh yeah, man! I just do peace. You know, I never knew I would do it.
It was in you.
Yeah, but it's a story about a young man, and his name is Al.
Right.
So Al used to go to a school where he was being bullied each and every day. There was people bullying him, and he just did not want to be there anymore. He wanted to get out. So I write about how he went from one school to another school. So he started as he went to the new school. He started liking it. He was nervous. He met this young lady, Lexus, who showed him where it was class, because when he got there, he was lost. He was just looking around.
Yeah. And
her being the young lady she was, she asked him, "Are you lost?" And they wind up being in the same class.
Wow.
So, you know, she goes to class with him, takes him to the class, and he gets introduced to the other students in the new school.
Yes.
What happened was the hurts from his old school, he brought to the new school with him.
Wow.
He thought about the bullying. He thought about everything that they did to him. So he was kind of leery about being in the new school. He wanted friends. That's all he wanted. That's all he wanted. So with you having the book in your hand, and I'm sure you read the book. The book was sent to you. You read it.
It was.
So
and
even looking at
some out too.
looking at the cover, what does the cover say to you?
First looked at the image of the book. I see this little one. The kids are playing, but then I see this one kid standing alone, and my first impression was, this big kid. You have this one kid here. That could be his football, and the other kids is trying to get the football because that was his football. And I know back in the day, if we want to go there, back in the day, that was some of the things
that we've always
went through.
I
went through it.
Keep away.
I went through that. It was my basketball, my football, and the big kids wanted to use my football, and or a monkey in the middle, they call it. And I wanted to go home before I get in trouble, before the night light goes out. That was probably me one day.
Oh, well,
but we're not talking about me.
Right.
It's my bully, my friend. And then not only that, as I look through, through the pages of the book, it talks about my first day, my first day in school, the transition, the change.
Right.
As you go through your first day in school, it gets better.
Okay.
It does get better because, you're excited to go to school, you're excited to meet new friends, you're excited to learn, you're excited about the new teachers, but you never think that you're going to get bullied though.
Question, have you ever, when you were younger, have you ever transferred from school to school in the middle of the school year?
No.
Me neither.
I never had because at that time it was different.
Right.
It was so different then. It wasn't, back then, everybody walked together to school. It was like, let's go to school. It was like you waiting for your friends to go with you to school. But today it's totally, totally different now. We didn't have that modern technology, that the stuff that we have now. So, even like I said, with the book, it keeps getting better. And then, you really have to get this book. And then you have here, like the teacher, some of the things that I didn't do, even when I was in school, was when things were going wrong, to tell the teacher, like you said, snitches.
Snitches get what?
Stitches.
Stitches.
And now, it's totally different now because, if you tell now, it's more likely that kids are so afraid that now you're getting shot, So I would say for the generation, you got to get this book for your children. You got to read this book. It's a really a good selling book. And then not only that, it talks about the day that changed my destiny. That's right there. That's a topic. The day that changed my destiny. Because when I look at that part right there, just that paragraph there, to change my destiny, it's like, what's my new future will be like? You know what I mean? What's my generation of hope is going to bring? What my new beginning of my teacher and my friends is going to actually get me to where I need to get to that next level without being bullied. That's the whole thing.
And that's the key. Being bullied and how bullying starts. And sometimes being afraid of bullies, we give up who we are.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we want to be connected. We want to be part of. So we give up ourselves sometimes. Things that we're strong at, we don't do because we want to be part of the crowd. I remember back in the day, I've always had that attitude. I don't care how big you was. You stepped on the basketball court, I'm gonna whip you.
Yeah.
I don't care. You could be in 7th, 8th grade, and I'm 4th grade. Listen, I got game.
Yeah.
But today, some kids give up because they just want to be part of the game. So they give up who they are just to fit in.
Yeah, the self-esteem is a big thing right now. And that's something that can also be, and that's what causes a lot of mental health issues, because now they have low self-esteem. Now they have to, sit back because they don't want to show themselves. And that's because of being bullied.
I want you to pause for 1 minute, and I want you to turn the cover over.
Wow.
And look at that cover right
That's
there.
deep. That's deep. That's deep.
You know,
that's deep.
A young man holding his father.
You don't see that much.
Not much.
You don't see that. That's like
that's what's
deep.
missing.
Yeah.
You know, you don't see a lot of our fathers walking their kids to school.
That's true.
You know, so being confident in having confidence in their fathers. If you look at the picture out, you know, there's a young boy with a tear. But look at the grip that he has on his father. That grip is saying, Dad, I love you, and I know you got my back.
That's it.
You got my back. And that's what we need in situation when bullying is happening. We got to be able to talk to our parents.
Yeah.
We got to be able to allow them to talk to us.
Yeah.
And we can't be afraid.
And you know what? And you look at this right here, you know, this is a positive image of what men should be doing. If we get more men to just being there for their children, the bullying prospect will probably be less, because now you're looking at you know what you look at things like, if I can just hold my son's hand, and if I get a chance to just take him and tell him about my story, how I grew up, and what things were when I was small. This right here, family, I'm telling you, you know, you're looking at from this page here, from the beginning of the book, and then you're looking at the back of the book here, you see the father's love. That's something that needs to be done inside the home. That father's love. Yeah. That's
something that can break bullying.
Yeah.
The love of a father. It's nothing like the love of a father. We understand the love of mothers, but the love of a father to a kid that's been broken down, and the dad pick him up, hold him, and tell him I got him.
Right.
That becomes strength.
It does. It does.
From brokenness.
Yeah.
That becomes strength.
Yeah. This right here, like you were saying before, the grip
that
son saying that, you know what, and like you said, I got your back. You know what the dad is saying? We're connected. Right? We're connected.
That's a key word.
We're in this together. We're connected. So it's almost like a tear with that. I mean, you have to see it. But the teardrop from the kid's face and his eyes is saying that, you know, Dad, I sometimes the kid probably say, I did something wrong. It's my fault. And I forget the word that they would use. It's almost like, I can't think of it right now. But it's almost like when a kid saying that it's my fault, they feel ashamed.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I know there's another word for it. I can't think of it right now. But it's almost like they're the victim. That's it.
Okay.
They're the victim, but it's not their fault. You know. So the dad is actually holding him and saying, you know what, son or daughter. Okay. Let's think of it as a son or a daughter. I got you.
And I know you said that we didn't want to go there, but we have to look at this same picture is the same that what our Father in heaven has us.
How about that?
He has us like
this. Yes. That grip.
And that's something that we can't lose. And I'm not ashamed to say who he is.
I'm not ashamed, but you know.
But I understand. But because of that grip, we are who we are today.
That's it.
All right.
That's it.
So go ahead. You have.
Well, yeah. Because here's the thing too. What people have to understand in reading this particular book. There's going to be others like this, but it's nothing greater than this. Looking at this book and the type of work that I do, we go out to the hospitals. I go out to the streets of the city of Philadelphia. Homicide numbers is like it's like over 100 right now, and what I see a lot of is bodies, and those bodies that I see comes from pretty much it has to be aggression, And part of it, like you were saying before, that bullying, cyberbullying, media, social media, Twitter, all that stuff. That right there is part of why I'm doing this work now, working for the city. And I'm calling these parents, and I'm calling the sisters, the uncles, and I'm on the phone giving them resources of how to get counseling and how to get therapy. And sometimes, you ready for this? Sometimes we have to take them from out of their home and relocate them to another home because of the violence that goes on, and it could be because of bullying.
Right.
And the thing about all that, it becomes this part right here, the fathers. You know, the fathers can be connected back to their children and have that moment where they can say, you know what, son, come here, give me your hand. Let's talk before you go out there and kill someone. Let's talk before you go out there and stab someone. Let's talk before you go out and rob and steal and so on and so forth. Let's talk about it. We need resources to get things done for just in our city alone.
Right.
And part of this, and like you were saying, my bully, my friend, I would not be surprised if that person that did all this shootings and all this stuff there, wonder, have they been bullied?
Listen.
Now do I fit in? Because all my life I was picked on. So now you're going to pick on me now? Now I got to go out and get you. So even in a young age and even as an adult, this is probably what's been happening because they've been bullied while they were young.
Right.
And like you said, those 4 things that you mentioned, I can't remember them all.
That's all right.
But just those 4 hot topics is a key factor to what needs to be said abroad.
Right. But that's why I got into to bullying, because I look back. I remember when I was a coach, and I coached a little league team, and you had a young man who played football, but his dad was coaching in the same league that I was coaching.
Wow.
But he didn't have respect for his son. And he let other people play, and because his son was overweight, he kind of, not cursed him, but he used to say, well, you can't play because because he's too big and he was young. So he did the little kid, he was upset. But I remember his mom asked, well, Coach Norm, can he come and play on your team? And I was like, well, his dad's over there. But she was like, he wouldn't let him play. And we brought him into, and you see him go from being sad. I mean, check this out, really. And when we talk about sadness and bullying and suicide, that's how it seemed that he was going to be. But because of the guys that were on our team, we had a family relationship. We brought him into the family, and he became a great football player. Listen. I always talk about this one move. His name we called him Tiger.
Okay.
And Tiger was a big boy when he was 9 years old, and he played with the 14-year-olds.
Wow.
But Tiger was loving our team. So I put Tiger out there, and I said, Tiger, if the ball come to you, just fall on it. Don't pick it up.
Okay.
Just pick it up. So Tiger was like, okay. We put Tiger up the front, and guess what they did? An offside kick.
And the ball went to him?
Straight to Tiger. So Tiger gets the ball. You know when you have a running back, you do the juke?
Yeah.
Let me show you Tiger's juke. The ball came to Tiger. Tiger got the ball. 2 guys came to Tiger. Tiger said,
okay.
That was his juke.
Okay.
The boys hit him. Bang! I mean, he didn't drop the ball.
That's good.
He went down.
That's good.
And next thing you see, Tiger jumped up.
Look at that.
He was psyched.
That's it.
But that was because of the love that the other team showed him.
That's it.
He was bullied over there.
That's it.
But the bullying became love.
And it changed his whole life.
Right. And
you know what? And it's funny because while you was talking, right, that Tiger probably this person right here that was looking in the mirror. And it says here, the tables are turning. How about, see, you know what? That part right there, Tiger probably looked in the mirror, probably like, you know what, I'm gonna change this because you know what, and like I said, that day that changed my destiny probably was that Tiger right there.
It did. Tiger's a good guy now.
That's what's
he
up.
Coaches and everything.
That's good.
But what I want to say out of the book, out of learning about bullying, we created a program.
Awesome.
A prevention.
Awesome.
And it's called Bully Stoppers.
All right now.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 second break.
Okay.
And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about
Well, let me ask you this. Can I be placed into the Bully Stoppers?
Everybody can.
That's what I'm
All
talking
you got to
about.
do is have the heart and the desire to stop bullying.
Well, I'm going to yell that out.
Yell it out.
Yes, sir.
So this is the Bully Stopper program. It's a program that we created. The key is to give them power back.
Wow.
Even if you're a bullier, take that power back and knowing that you don't have to bully somebody.
That's good.
If you're being bullied, take that power back knowing that you can speak up for yourself. So in here is a 7-week course that we've created just to allow people to understand who they are.
Awesome.
I need people to understand that bullying is real.
It is.
But we can defeat bullying. If we learn what it is, if we learn how to love people,
True.
if we learn how to pick people up, and even the mental part of people, we have to understand people. And in order to understand people, we have to talk to people.
That's true.
You know, we got to get rid of all that texting and all that stuff so that we can actually talk to somebody to find out where people's emotional feelings is. Emotional, that's one of those.
One of those 4 things.
That's one of those. So
I got to remember those 4.
Again. So, my brother Mark, you know, we got our own saying, "Goose up," because that's love.
Right.
We made that up when we talked about years ago.
Yes.
But we know each other.
Right.
And if you being bullied, you know that you can call me, and if I'm being bullied, I know that I can call you.
Yes.
That's friendship with love.
Yes.
So I thank you for coming on today and just talking about something that's on my heart.
Awesome.
For you coming here today, I want to give you a little short present. Woo! I got it.
All
so
right.
what I have here today is a t-shirt that we give out. We have hoodies, t-shirts. Why bully me? Why bully me?
Awesome.
I say this because this is our brand. I want to get the word out so that people can see.
That's good.
Bullying is not
Let
good.
me just say that it's funny of how you talk about bullying, and you know I have an organization. If I can say this, called Yale.
Yeah, that's right.
And basically, Yale stands for Youth Enrichment Leadership League. But how and what happens is, I want the kids to have a voice, to yell and speak out what is bothering them. So what I want to do is, I'm gonna tie in this bullying and let people know what bullying is and what Yale is.
Yeah. Okay.
So that way, when I have a session with Yale, I want to bring you along to let you talk about the bullying and why it's taking place. This is the same thing that you're talking about in your book,
Right.
About you want these kids to speak out, and not be bullied anymore.
That's right.
And you know why? Because me as a mentor, you as a mentor, this is what we end up doing. We end up hugging these kids, each and every one, because we take them as our own. And what I did with Yale is each and every child that I come across through coaching, you know about that, basketball, football, and track, we take those kids as if we are the fathers.
And we are.
And we are. You boy.
It takes a village.
That's it.
We're part of the village.
We're part of the village.
Right.
And you know, and what it does, it brings that community back. That's what's missing today, is that community leadership. And I'm so thankful that I can call you my brother to actually have that leadership that this is a want, a need, and a promise for the kingdom. So when I wear this shirt right here,
All right.
don't look at the question, look at the pledge. Don't look at the question.
Look at the pledge.
Look at the pledge. You know what I'm saying?
So I want to thank my brother for being here, for stepping up, and
My God.
and we just had a street out talk. But I want you to remember that we'll be back. This is something that's not a one-time thing, but we just want to throw some nuggets into your brain that might allow your heart to be opened up to what's real. See you later.